Hey there, Boots Owen here. It's a Honda 5.5 generator. A neighbour gave it to me, dropped it off to kind of have a look at it and to keep it, and then he could borrow it or something. Of course it doesn't work. The issue, a lot of it seems to be, you've got about 8 inches of string, 6 inches of string there, and that's all you've got in the pull. There's only about only about 1.5 feet of string in it. But it's done a couple of coughs and splutters, so I turned on the video. Take that off and we'll have a look inside it maybe. So I think it'll start if we can pull it through a longer stroke. I love an impact driver. Okay. The bottom screw is rusted solid. That's the length of the string there. It's not long enough. I went to the shed and rewind it. I'm in the process of moving things around in the garage and everything's everywhere. It's not that it's not retracting properly, it's just not working at all, is it? So let's, it's got Briggs and Stratton handle on it. Just need to pull that off somehow. Just like that. You know, it's not even got enough of a go in it to warrant not cutting it, so I'll just cut the string off. Like that. Let's wind it up a little bit. And that way it'll spring back nicely. So where's the hole gone? So we wind it up there. Feed the string through. There's way too much string on this, but that's okay for now. Let's see how far that will rewind. 1, 2. One more would be even better, really. Probably enough. Tight about there. Not much longer. I really need to do it another roll. So 2 more turns. We'll get there in the end. One, 2. One, 2, 3, 4. That should be enough. So if I get it tied off about here, cut that. There, this in, then put it through here. Oh, was that tied? Just another knot. It's just opportune that I have a load of cigarette lighters here behind me. It's a nylon rope, so if you seal it up, make your fingers wet, put it back in, push it into the handle, new string. Beautiful. I'll tidy up this old end as well. Let's put it back on the machine now and see what we have going. Great. Will it start? That's always the question. Let's start. What do you think? I think that's fuel on. There's no fuel in it. Yeah, it's got a bit of fuel. Did do a chug, so let's put. I think that's choke on. day like today shouldn't be necessary, but I'm not winning yet. I have got it turned on, which is half the battle. I was told there was oil in it. Fallen foul of that recently, I think. There is no control linked to the throttle there. Just try pulling it over a bit with my finger. Sounds a bit more promising. Or does it? Right. Again. It is not wet. It's a sign that there's no fuel getting to it. Sign that we need to open the carb. Just set that there. Let's see what we can see. It's like a lively little spark. I can see it sparking away. Okay, fuel issue. So looking at this float bowl, drain it out here if there's anything coming through. Yeah, getting something coming through. Okay. Smells like petrol, so it could be blocked inside or not. Don't know, it's definitely petrol. What more is to it then? Let's try it again. Carb needs to come apart, I reckon. I'm really not feeling it today. This screw adjuster is right up onto the spring. I don't think it's meant to be that tight at all. I think it's like full on or something, but we didn't have any fuel getting in. That was the problem yesterday into the spark plug. So I don't know if that's the issue. I've taken the air filter off. It's all there and clean enough, but I think you could scrape that with your finger and it would fall apart. So I'll just leave it be. I've taken the bowl off to have a look at that, and it's a bit crusty, you know, it's full of these snots in the tea. So tried to slacken it off these guys and that one won't come off without that, so you got to get the dangle off to do this. And I don't think it's going to come off. The one stud kind of hangs out, the other one, this one here, comes off, the nut comes off. The other one, the stud unthreaded, but it's not going to come out because you're stuck on the chassis of the machine, so I've got to take off 3 screws. Probably if I take off 2 I can slew it round a bit, so I'll do that. Got to do something today. At least they're covered in oil and coming off easy. I've got it in the usual up on a washing machine workbench because the other workbenches are full. Projects that also aren't really following through. I tend not to work on one project at a time, so you end up with a load of projects never really getting done. Saw a spark, I think. Can't remember now. It was yesterday. Yesterday was a long time ago. When you start a cord on it, saw a spark. Plug was dry. It's fallen off the bushes. Right, it's kind of teetering. Looks like it's not really attached to the other bush. Come on, to fuck. It's hung around. It's not going to come out. Not really. I don't know what it's caught on. It's no good to me because it won't come off. So now we're kind of trapped here. Air filter intake thing.
until that stud will pass something. Don't know what it's stuck on.
Doesn't want to come. Gonna need a vice grips. That's not too bad. Cover, duct work. That's all quite clean. Right, you've got a gasket. You've got your choke open, choke on. I'm trying to remember that. There's the hook for this spring. It goes in there, but I don't want to deal with that right now. I want to get the fuel line out, but that's going to be trouble. That just lifts up and over. Good, you're gone. Now we're just onto the fuel line. It's not going to catch much there, but whatever. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm wiggling this little spring up. It's up now. Grab the fuel line and give it a twist if I can. Sure, it's rusted on solid as well. There we go, it's up. There's nothing coming out though, not really. Bit of a drip, not much. We weren't getting a wet plug, but we're not getting anything if we're not getting fuel into the carby, so what are you stuck on? It's the carb out. Yeah, doesn't look like much fuel is coming through there. I don't want to tip that back in. Tip some clean fuel in, because then we'll see if anything rinses out or what. If we're not getting anything coming out of here, we've got an issue in the tank, which is a different issue. Let's throw some valuable fuel in and see what happens. Nothing much really, so that's a sign that there's no fuel getting through, I suppose. Should really blast a bit more than that. I'm going to take off the fuel tank. So the hose is intact, but it's clearly blocked. I'm blowing in there is not helping, so let's see if I put the lid back on and try and take the hose off at the other end and see, try and chase the problem down. It's not seen love for a long time, this engine. Right, that's that off. That's broken now, it's so rusty. The hose is fine, although that clip's now battered. So this fellow here, 12. It's loose, okay. Maybe it turns out, maybe. It's half full of petrol, this thing. It is turning out, which is positive. I don't know why I got into this job. It's too hot and I don't want to do it, and I don't need this engine, and I'm not here today and everything else. That looks all a bit crap there. I mean, I can see in there. Looks okay, but I can't blow through it, so it's clearly clogged, whatever the way this works. Compressed air will either work or kill it, so let's try it. I say compressed air, it's a bicycle pump, of course. It's blowing out through it now. I can't blow through that, but air can. Presumably petrol can. Cleaning it might do it. Looks to be different colours in different places now. I'll give it a clean with a toothbrush. Yeah, I can feel it blowing through, so this is, that rubber is a bit poached, but could stick an O-ring on it maybe. I think I'll do that. 10mm by 1.8mm or 07 O-ring. wearing gloves and my hands are sweatier inside than outside, so I should really take them off, but petrol on my hands don't seem to agree these days. I don't know if sweat's any better. I'd very much like it if this would thread in, because then I'm not going to misthread it, but I don't know what we're stuck on. So it would probably make sense to try and clean out the tank while we're here, but I won't. But I won't. It's too hot for me today. Feels like it's gripping now, but I don't know if it's cross-threaded. If it is the O-ring, I'll have to hold it. This engine was given to me kind of on the basis of I found it, someone else found it, and I can store it forever and use it as long as they can borrow it. I don't know if I really want that to be the case, so I'm just pottering at it because I love fixing things. That's on. And maybe it'll work. Let's try this now. Oh, look at that. Right, that's working. Let's put the hose on it and see if it still works. But it's on now. Let's try that. It's working now. Right. Leaked. These studs have to go down here first, like that. There we go. At this point, I suspect it'll probably work, but let's put it back together anyway. It looks quite clean in there, but the float's covered in snot, so let's pull that out. There's a spring and a plastic valve needle. Could use carb cleaner. Don't like chemicals as much. That rubber ring is perished. It's full of just dust. Whatever's happened to the fuel in there, and of course whatever fuel's in there from before I haven't washed out, so who knows what will happen to it next. Right, get in there, rubber ring. You're holding us all together. I don't want to lose that little needle, so this is all dried to a fluff that's just blowing off really. Yeah, I'm not going to do much more with this. Plastic float. Put it back in the right way. Needle back in. Well, pivot, hinge pin. Like that. This was dirty. This is filthy. See that brown there? That's what's coming off it. I think it'll just run while I'm up it. My endless optimism thinks it'll just run. Where does that leave me? These engines are pretty bulletproof. Like, this is ancient GX160. Still don't know if it even generates, you know. Right, if that goes on like that, then this wants to be outwards is all. That drain plug, not that it really matters. I've lost this guy. Give it a wipe because there's some snot on the bottom of it. If I put it on now, I can kind of know that the O-ring is in position. Put it on upside down. Can't see what I'm doing. Doesn't get any tighter. Haven't checked anything else in the carby. Haven't checked the operation of the fuel tap. Could be all sorts of snot in there. Don't want to. Right, so our time is of the essence because of that fuel pipe. So let's get this in a bit if I can. Fuel line's down there. Turn that off. I think that's off. Try pinching it. Yeah, that's it. I'll get in there now, you see. We're not in far enough yet.
Just spilling fuel all over my hand. What am I stuck on? What am I stuck on? Get in. Oh, for fuck's sake. There it is. I don't know what that's stuck on, but it's stuck. Now it's in. Right, that's in now. I'll try and push this little clip down. Petrol all over my hands. I got burnt by petrol last week, like chemical burn rather than heat burn, and it's not nice. If I was working in a shop where this was for anything other than funsies, the tank would be rinsed out with something, and this little clip would be replaced, and the hose would be replaced. And you can see what I'm doing in here. Don't know. Probably not now from this angle. Sometimes you just want to swear at things. Is that it? It's better, maybe? Yeah, there we go. Okay, go back down a bit. The fucking thing's loose. Oh, I'm just swearing now for the sake of it. Come on, get back together, clip. Right, I guess I could check the operation of the fuel tap by opening it up. And you know what? I'm not going to do that either. Let's get this fellow in. It goes in there. Your governor, and that spring's onto there, and this spring goes to here, I think. Like that, keeping it pulled open, I think. Is it? Don't know. This screw needs adjusting. I don't know where to adjust it to, but I don't think that's right. So I'll slacken it back quite a ways. Like to there, maybe. I think even that's too tight still. Don't know. I can adjust it later, but I wanted to start. What's next? This one. There's a hose on the back to line up, and there's a screw missing from the top. Put that back in there now. Spark plug cap, and copper grease would make those easier to come off. Thing back on. Actually, you know what I'll do? I'll see what's coming out the bottom of that carb first. Turn the fuel on. I think that's on. Slacking this guy off. Good. It's coming out, you see, fuel's coming out. It's not straight at all. I'll turn it off, you know, that's probably an idea. It's a weird plug with slots on either side, so it doesn't really go in quite the same way. I guess that's so that you can not take it out fully when you're doing this test, for God's sakes. The mood I'm in now, this is going to get damaged. It's in now. Tighten it up with this film. It's in anyways, that feels about right. Now it's time to deal with the studs from below. One side. I never put a clip onto that carb on the top, that plastic holder. That blue doesn't look like it came with the machine. That doesn't look like it's meant to be unclipped either. Is that the kill switch? It goes to a black box up there. I don't know what that does. That'll do me. Let's plug it in because it's probably meant to be. God, it's loose as can be. So what have we done so far? Cleaned the filter on the fuel tank. Cleaned the float bowl. Put a new pull starter on it. Check the spark.
Should just go now if it's gonna go. Fuel on. Talk a bit while I waste time. Choke on, I think. Don't know, is that on or off? I think that's on. Maybe it's off. It's a bit loose at the bottom because it isn't. Oh, it's loose there too, but it is loose. Oh dear. Better not be ringing off. It's tighter now. Right. Oh, is it on? It is on. Okay. Makes all the right noises. There's no tickler or anything on these. Don't know. It's not going. Still haven't checked the oil. So there's that linkage there, and there's that linkage there. I don't know. The one in the back with the screw will be for the motor to leave it, you know, running constantly, I guess. So it should still start. Hasn't started, eh? Check the spark plug again. What's that going to teach me? Right, one more time with the plug spanner. This tells us two things. One, it tells us if there's fuel getting in, which is a start, there is. And the other thing it tells us is if there's a spark. No, it's not getting in fuel-wise. Check for a spark again while I'm at it. I don't know if you'll see it, but I'll see it, I'll tell you. Oh, spark central. Put a shot of fuel down that pipe. See if it helps it along somehow. Bit too much, if you ask me. Well, I don't want to spend any money on it, and any fool can replace the engine. Alright, it should just fire up this time, so if it doesn't, I'll be surprised. No. I'm surprised. Yeah, okay. Something that carb isn't working through. Do it one more time. Sometimes it can kind of pull itself through, if that makes any sense. And if not, come back to it another day. Try it that way, which I think might be choke off. So I saw the light flash that time, you probably saw it as well. That says something's working in the power end of it, but not in the carb end. I have a GX340 carb that would swap straight in, but I'd have to do this whole process again, wouldn't I? Yeah, some old bit of that carb blocked up with snots, and gotta take it apart. This carb's out of I think a 340, so it's slightly different and it doesn't really fit. That bar doesn't fit in there properly, but I've stuck it in anyways and see if it works. If it fires up at all, we'll be halfway there. I kind of know it's the carburetor, but if I'm going to take one out, I might as well put the other one in to see if it'll go. Just leave that off for now. I was going to check if the petrol came through. Let's turn it on. Let's open that.
I think that fuel hose is getting a bit kinked where it is. Jeez, we're not winning with anything today, are we? This could be full of snots too. Right, well, I'm not about to fuss around if this one's not going to go. Oh, there's fuel. Okay, no, it's working. I know this one did work. That's why would rather just attach it and see if we can get it to fire up. Because then I'd be bothered cleaning the other one, which is a bit of a silly way of doing things. Okay, that goes on there. That choke is on when it's pulled towards me, apparently. Upside down. Right, well, let's start. It's not sitting on its rubber feet, so it might make a load of rattling. Okay, so the light's there. If it goes, it goes. If it doesn't, we'll start swearing again. Right, so that carb of mine works just fine. Could leave it like that, it clearly works. Let's have a look inside this thing, because we're winning today somehow at long last. And on the bench, in there's a jet, an emulsion tube or a jet, I don't know which it is, let's see. I don't like these because they shear off in your hand, and then so try tightening just that bit first. There we go. Okay, we're loose. I tried tightening it, heard a click, so I know that it broke the seal tightening it, which means I don't damage the screwdriver slot. Can you see through that? So I don't think I can. And if I can't, come on. If we can't see through it, fuel can't come through it, fuel can't come through it, it ain't gonna work. So can I see through there now? That jet seems to be pressed in. Can I see through there? Not really either. Right, I'll poke around and see what we can do. Let's get a set of tip cleaners. These are tip cleaners for welding, oxyacetylene welding, so I'll take the smallest one. And it pokes through, and I felt resistance, and probably some old snots in there of something. So they're like a kind of a file, but they're not really a file. Yeah, I can see light through there now. You can just see it in the center too. Now, how's this one behaving? Yeah, I can see that wire coming up through. I don't know what other jets I have here. Let's see what's in there. So there's a screw in there that's either set or sheared off. That's weird. It looks like it doesn't look sheared off. It looks like it's meant to be like that, but I don't know. I'd say clearing that's the start. Let's put this back in and give it all a shot of carb cleaner, because I've got some. Doesn't seem to have much. Much of a go in it. Should there be a spring on that screw there as well? I don't know, there isn't one. This washer goes back on, gasket or whatever you want to call it. Pull that out. Oil check. Where is it? Right in the back. Just loads of oil in it, probably too much. Whatever. So Honda GX340, will it run? What do you think? Fuel on. Choke off because it's hot.
yet it's not. Don't have any fuel down it yet, but also. Oh, power off, power on. That'll do. Always helps. Choke on. On that throttle was stuck, so don't know what that was, but I'll pull this one back out a bit because that's not quite right. That's not right at all. Pull that one back out, we'll get it started and then we'll try and start it up again. That's revved out to the max there, not good for anything. Not working right at all, is it? It's not meant to make that noise. It's either killed the light bulb or it's killed the generator. Hope it's not done either. That's running flat out. That's not right.
That thing isn't turning on.
Yeah, I know. It's probably broken now.
Is it from the electricity or the
Too much electricity, maybe. I don't know. Shouldn't run like that. It's not quite right. I have to take off these guys again. Nothing's right.
I wonder what it is.
I was kind of doing okay there until it did that. Right, what would this be? So I touched that. Now whatever's going on, that's it full on. But it's not returning to there. That spring does. Screw. Let's try screwing that in.
Will it do anything?
Who knows?
Will it make it turn into a 5-volt and then blast up into space and then break the whole thing?
It's meant to kind of rev and then when it needs more power it pulls for more power. So it could be something to do with that little screw on the side as well, letting too much power, letting too much fuel into it. Don't know. Let's put this back on and see if it made any difference there. We didn't have an issue with my carburetor, but it wasn't the right top on it. Wasn't this guy up here wasn't right for it. It's the day after tomorrow because I wasn't feeling great. Put it back together again with its original carb this time. Got the power on or the switch on. I've got nothing connected to it, no load. It blew up that LED. It doesn't work anymore. Got the fuel on, choke off, see if it starts. If it's going to rev again, I'll turn it off. If it's going to rev again, I'll put my own carb back on it, see if that gets it to idle. It should idle sweet off the choke, and then you should increase the power with that screw, I think, if I remember. But I don't know if the Jenny's wrecked now or anything like that, so... choke on there, it's running way too high. It's not going to run any lighter. I don't know why that is though. Unless the governor spring or something like that's been put in wrong, which is kind of the thing. Like I don't know anything about this engine. And when I put the choke, that's the choke on. You take the choke off, like I said it the wrong way around, but you take the choke off, it was revving up like fuck there, so that ain't right. That's it back against the idle stop on that throttle. It's like it's letting fuel right on in through. Let's try it one more time. I don't know why I'm doing it this way. As soon as I turn it on, that governor's drawing it full on. almost like it's the wrong way around. Almost like it's the wrong way around. Let's think about that for a second. Almost like it's the wrong way around. Hold that thought. What am I doing here? Air filter, turn hose thing. Get that off. Right, so. See, it could have the wrong carb in it from somewhere else. Because that spring was disconnected when I got it. So as soon as it goes on, it's starting and then pulling itself that way, leaving it flat out. You don't want that. So this is the other carb that doesn't fit it, and it's so this one pulls and idles back. I think it's got the wrong carb on it. I wonder what that's about. This is my carb from another engine. Try it with this one again, because I like going around in circles, but I don't think this one will fit right because it's had the wrong thingy on it. Just waste all that fuel, buddy, just waste it all. Right, little spring, so now it'll pull the other way. Might just run nicely now, but it might have blown up the Jenny. Can't hold this in my finger and get it into position. There we go, that's it. I even turned on the camera. Yeah, I have another 5 minutes in. I don't know what you can see here. Not much with this frame. Right. Let's put it all back together again. Andy, my mate, sometimes refers to the helpless. The people who, if you help them, they keep coming back for help. So you want to help them less. They don't actually want to know how something works. They just want to know, oh, I've done that wrong. That you're going to fix it for them whenever they get into a hole. Which of course is no good. What you want for this, for testing this, is not an LED lamp, which has no surge protection. This thing doesn't even have a trip switch on the generator, which is a bit weird. Alright, turn the fuel on. Choke this way is on. I'll leave it like that. I should just be able to start it off, so leave it off. Turn that on. Choke on, maybe. Listen to these things. Right, generator works, that's good. So there you go, wrong carburetor by the looks of things. You never know when you find some guff. I think this was found on an allotment by the person who gave it to me. You never know when you find this kind of guff, anything about it. You don't know anything about it really. Oh, it's leaking petrol again. That was the carb was on it, nice and clean. Someone's pulled that off something else, got it going, left it running flat out, I think to run a heater or something in an allotment shed. I have no idea. And we saw it testing there with the lamp on, and then I put on maybe 1.5 kilowatts. It was able to run on that. When I put on 3 kilowatts, it was getting hot, but it was struggling. I could turn it up more if it was running flat out. At least I haven't burnt out the unit, that's the main thing. I've looked again at that. There is no contact breaker that I can see on it. I think it's a 2.2, it's 2.2 kVA, that's what it says there. So that's the kind of level you're dealing with, 2 kilowatts. I don't know anything, those numbers there. That thing's a bit shagged. But it works now, kinda. I haven't spent any money on it, which is how I like, but I've given it a carb off another machine that I know, I don't know if I want to put it back on that one. Tell me what you think in the comments below of this repair. This took me too long, waste of time. If I was saying this to my boy, if I was running this in a workshop, I would look at it and say that tank's dirty, that pull start's rusty, the frame that the pull start screws to is rusty. So do you put on a new shroud? That costs, I don't know, 20 quid. New pull start, another fiver. You know, not a Honda one. New carb, I think they're running about 10 or 12 quid on eBay. One of them, so you're up to like 30, 40 quid. Fuel tank, it's alright, but it could use a clean. Fuel line should be replaced. And clips, what are we at so far? 40, 50 quid? You just put the new parts on it, and if it doesn't work, you keep putting new parts on it. You're up to 50 quid. It's probably worth that 50 quid. It's probably not worth much more than 50 quid. You can buy these in an auction near me, 30, 50, 60 quid all day long, especially old ones like this. They might even go for 20. I know, because I've bought them. They were working. I've made a video of putting a gas conversion onto one of them, and then I couldn't get it to generate, so I've kind of abandoned the video. But this one, well, it's working now. So another day has gone by. The carburetor that went into that one and got it going came from this one. This one I realized I have fitted a gas conversion carburetor to, and also the generator stopped working on this shortly after I got it. It worked when I got it, then it stopped. I've gone through it and I got fed up with it. Can't figure it out, can't re-energize it, or everything seems right, but then it doesn't work. So this one is a gas conversion carb. I would almost prefer to put the gas conversion carb onto that one, so I would have a generator that I can run on gas. That was the idea all along. That leaves me with a 5-horse engine, which works fine and would work on petrol, so I could put the petrol tank back on this one, put this back to bed with its original carb, put the gas conversion carb onto the other one, and then I have a generator over there with the gas conversion carb, and I'm not putting a carb that, oh, I don't know why I care. Let's put some gas into this. Turn it on like that, press this, which makes a slight hissing sound, and then almost kind of prime it with that button. Kinda. No, why don't you want to go? A few seconds. Why aren't we running? It should just run, you see, because there's no real, I don't even think the choke really matters much on these things. It was running earlier. There we go. This one's a lovely, sweet little Honda. It's just a lovely engine. It runs really sweet. It was never abused. It must have gotten a bit damp at some point because there's a bit of rust on the back. But I spent hours trying to get it to go and to figure it out, and watching videos and all that kind of stuff that you do. Couldn't figure it out. Couldn't get it going. There's controllers and stuff in there that aren't in that one. So the fact that that one works, I'll just leave it. This one is a Honda generator on a Honda engine. That one's something else, and I don't really care to figure it out. So I'm gonna take that one apart, take this one apart, put this one's bits onto that one, make a good one out with the two of them, make a gas one out of that one, so that I've got a working gas thing. Bought that gas thing off eBay. Didn't cost much, and I think I can make it gas and petrol, so I need to try and suss that out. Right, onwards. So here's the gas carburetor. You've got basically a standard GX carb on top, then with this gas regulator. I guess it's some kind of regulator for LPG. It says NG. I don't think it really does natural gas, but it might. If it did, actually, I could run the house off it. It's got a fuel line coming in here, but no fuel tap, which makes it difficult because with no tap, no fuel tap, what way is going on there? Actually, there's something coming from the bottom of the float bowl to here, so there's a drain off separate. Sorry. So coming from the bottom of the float bowl, you've got a hose going down to here, so there is a drain off cock for fuel, which doesn't make sense, but there's no fuel tap on this carb body. It's very similar, except it's got a hole in here, probably going straight into the body of the carb, just letting gas. So it's got the hose going into the side there instead of this one. This Cayenne doesn't have that, and I think it just doses gas in at the rate it's sucked through by the engine, and that's just set by whatever way that regulator's set, and that turns the gas on and off. So if LPG or that's for natural gas, NG, or is NG gasoline? I don't see that it can be, actually, because that's both NG LPG, so it must be an orifice of some kind in there. So I guess you can run it on petrol, but it will run on petrol unless you turn off the petrol. Does that make any sense? So what I did on the other engine was I disconnected the petrol tap because, well, it doesn't work here anyway. It's not here. Instead of having the petrol tap casting, it's just, well, it doesn't. So the hose doesn't fit. So what I would have to do is fit a fuel line with a valve. Yeah, it is a valve. I wonder if I have one. So you get into these situations, and this was made up for a different engine, and it's a bit brittle. That's all I would say. So I need to make up a new bit of line for it. But if I fit this in here, pop, push, that's not tight enough really. It's not leaking. Alright. If I had that in there, how would that go? Just leave that off. And then, is it going to come back up? That can go in there, and this needs to double back on itself. It's too hot, this flame, really, but really need to dance it that far away, I suppose. Wiggle, wiggle, come on. It's setting it. If you pinch it too tight, it sets it sideways as well. So that could just sit there, like that. I might get an airlock. Right, so that's on. So I need to put this on. Like that. If it'll go, yeah. And then I get this fellow hooked in. It's easier on this one than the other one. Bend that up, push that in. That works. Gas is already connected. So put this on. Like that. Don't need another carb, I need my plastic body. Get the choke open for that. This one doesn't want to fit because there's some damage to the... That's it. In fact, did I just break something? I don't think I did. Hope not. The fuel tap is still there, but it's going to be tricky to turn on and off, which is fine. Choke works. Let's see if I could get the fuel to turn on. Barely. We don't have fat fingers for this game. Oh, come on. Try poking it with this thing. I don't see any flowing. It's kind of fine by me. We're not fully on yet, are we? Yeah, there we go. I don't know why it's not flowing in, but there isn't much in the tank, so I'll put the feet back on it. See if that helps. Since I tilted it up, we've got a bit of fuel coming in there. Not... is it coming through? I think the hose there might be full, so it might start on that, and then I could turn it off, I guess. What I'm going to do is discharge the other petrol tank into this one, because it's got some old petrol in it that I don't really want. So it's just on the residual petrol in that tank with the petrol turned on. I'll see if it goes. Choke on. I don't know if there's any petrol in it really, so I'm going to abandon that and try and turn the petrol off, and I'll just leave it off forevermore. Let's put the gas on. So this gas bottle's almost empty, but it was enough to run things on earlier, so It's making a hissing noise. Let's turn this on. Oh, you know what? Let's turn the gas off. I had the engine turned off before. It's on now. Now the fuel is turned off, of course. No, let's stick with gas. I don't know what I'm doing here really. Gas is on. Still had it turned off. I don't know what I'm doing here. Crying baby makes it easier for your head to understand. Right, it is on. It's on petrol. So that's it purged of petrol. There may be a bit in the tank, but I've turned off the tap, so it's alright. Let's put the gas on. The issue here is that it's not a cold start. I don't know if I care. I left the choke on the whole time, so the thing should be nicely warmed up. In fact, maybe I've turned on the choke. I turned on the choke at the end, which was silly. I don't know, kept it going a bit longer. So you can see there the gas is far more responsive. Bloody siren going off. So you can see there the gas was far more responsive than the petrol for turning off. Maybe that's a safety feature. People don't like gas. I think gas is alright. This was a pure waste of my time. I didn't need this, but when I kind of remembered that the other one was on the go, I made the other one, you know, it was never going to work as far as I'm concerned. If you know how to fix the other one, let me know, but I have tried most of the internet suggestions. Now this one works, petrol or gas, with a tap for both. Quite pleased with that. It's kind of handy. I wonder, could I use it to charge my house? I think I can, but I don't like the fact that there's no surge protection on it. If I was going to feed that into the Victron inverter, I think that would be a foolish move. But the Victron would be able to receive that to charge the battery. Does seem a bit of a dud move though to put that straight into the Victron, because one surge and I don't know, why would it surge? It's set up right now. Well, you tell me what you think about running the Victron off this. That might be another idea. Questions or comments, leave them below. This video's been helpful to you, and my god, if you got this far, maybe it has helped you. Maybe it's passed some time. Think about giving us a like. Think about leaving a comment down there below. That helps the video run through things. Likes, comments. And then if you want to drop a bit of money my way, keep the channel alive, think about PayPal, which is the best way of giving me money directly, or Super Thanks, which also comes to me, but Google takes a cut. You do that through YouTube somewhere, you know, there or something. And then the last one is Buy Me a Coffee. Also takes a cut, but it doesn't go to Google. It goes to some intermediate something or other you can read up about online if you like. Any of those things would help the channel. A like will do me. Loads of people watch these videos, and I appreciate the fact that you've just watched the video. So there you go. Thanks for watching. See you later.